Over the weekend, we had our very first ever UCI men's and women's Gravel World Championship race. I think it was one of the coolest races that they had in a long time, but I also think it was one of the biggest marketing fails I've seen for the bicycle industry in a long time. People always say that these pro athletes are always paid to ride wherever they want. They really don't have a say what they're riding. If they could ride, they choose something different. In this case, I want to say that these riders chose the bikes they wanted to ride, and it really didn't do anything for the brand. So I'm going to talk about the winners and losers of this gravel race. Again, this was the very first time I ever had a UCI World Championship winner for a gravel race. I think it's very cool for the sport. I remember when they first said that they're going to have a gravel UCI World Championship. I thought that was a very cool, diverse category, but it was very weird for these bike manufacturers, and we'll get into it. So without further ado, let me go and hop into it. And first and foremost, I want to say congratulations to all the riders who competed. Obviously, we all know it's not the bike who makes the rider, it's the rider who wins the races, but I like tech, so hopefully you guys will enjoy this video because I saw a lot of crazy things that I've never seen before in my life, like in terms of bicycle promoting, because I sell bicycles, so I wanted you guys to see this. So, men's championship right here. We have our first place, second place, and third place riders. All three of these guys, believe it or not, were not riding a gravel bike. They were riding more of their endurance bike or just their lightweight performance bike of that category. These two riders right here are riding for Canyon. This gentleman right here is riding for Specialized. Not one of them were riding a dedicated gravel bike. The course was on gravel, yes. It looked pretty gnarly, but I don't even know what the point of having a gravel bike for sale by these companies. Let me show you. Let me give you guys an example. Second place right here, Daniel Oss. Crushed it. Had an amazing race, performed amazing, everything like that. His weapon of choice for this race was a Specialized Roubaix with Roval Rapide CLX 2 wheel sets, a deep dish road aero wheel set, and a Durace Di2 group set. Not even a gravel group set. What also puts the icing on the cake is that this is a S-Works Team Edition Roubaix. They only sold this one time during the year. It's a complete different geometry than a normal Roubaix. Shorter head tube to make it more race geometry. But it's nowhere near, I mean, yes, it has a future shock in there. It's very similar to the Diverge. But basically they're running a glorified Roubaix, an endurance road bike with 700 by 32C tires on here and with a road group set on here, which was just mind-blowing to me. When I saw that the second place winner came in on a Roubaix, I was like, okay, well, they Specialized released the Diverge. They have their Crux. I would think that someone would ride their Crux or the Diverge that they've always been preaching about for gravel bikes, but no, they have them on a Roubaix. Now again, maybe this was the best case scenario. This is a road race. This is a gravel race where everything counts. So he maybe wanted to get his best opportunity for it. So he wanted deep dish wheels. He wanted aerodynamic benefits. So maybe that works. But I mean, look at this bike. It's literally spec'd out with 32C tires. You could pretty much put these exact same tires on a Tarmac SL7, which I did a video on, and ride that. I don't even know what the point of riding the Roubaix was because it has a future shock, yeah, but it's crazy. It's not even it's literally a Roubaix. And I have before in the past when the pandemic was going on and I couldn't get Diverges, I was recommending Roubaix to people because I've done Roubaix builds with 700 by 33C tires on there that work. But I mean, like, you know, if you're riding gravel, why not ride a gravel bike? But anyways, that's just one guy. Let's check out Mr. First place on here, which I forget. Gianni Vermeersch. Forgive me here. I don't watch all the races. I know the big name guys. I don't watch all the races religiously. I'll tune in every once in a while to check them out. Obviously, I watch the Tour, the Vuelta, and the Giro. But the gravel is kind of new to me. But again, the Canyon riders, which was a big day for the Canyon bikes. They won, but they weren't riding their dedicated gravel bike. MVP and also Gianni, who won first place, were riding their brand new Canyon Ultimate CFR with 33 or 35 millimeter Vittoria tires. Basically taking this road bike, this is really lightweight road bike, and just now these bikes can accommodate a 35C tire and just basically plopping 35C tires on it and just running it. You're seeing more and more people make a gravel bike that's literally, they're taking their top tier flagship bike and just widening the wheels on it and making it allowing to run a gravel tire. Again, it's mind blowing to me. I would think that these companies, as much as these riders probably want to win and want to have maybe they want to go balls to the wall because this is the very first ever UCI gravel, and to have that title is big for the company as is. But I would think that these companies will want to say, hey, we got our top tier riders on our gravel bikes, because no lie, I mean, it's all an industry, and obviously that's why I sell. But if you're a consumer and you see your favorite pro rider like Matthew Van Der Poel riding a gravel bike and he wins it, you're probably going to be wanting to buy that bike. So now it just doesn't make any sense to me. I would think that I would want him on my gravel bike for a gravel race. But no, they have them on, both of them, on their brand new, just released Canyon Ultimate CFR, a really, really super lightweight flagship climbing bike, just with 33 to 35C tires with a full-on road group set on there. Crazy. Integrated cockpit, everything like that. It's mind-blowing to me. Even Mr. Peter Sagan. Peter Sagan was one of the fan favorites to win this gravel road bike on here, the race. Himself, he chose to ride a Roubaix Team Edition. But again, nothing about this bike screams gravel at all. Let me show you his bike. Again, it's the S-Works Roubaix Team Edition that was a limited release launch that you can only buy as a frame set. So you as a consumer cannot buy this bike. Let's say you watch this, you want to get into gravel racing. I want to ride what my favorite pro's riding. Can't buy that bike no more. He's running a mechanical Dura-Ace group set 11 speed. So not even a GRX or some gravel group set. He's running, again, the brand new Revolve Rapide CLX wheels, a 50mm depth ditch wheel, a 60mm depth ditch wheel in the back. He's running 700 by 32C Pathfinder tires. You might as well just throw some Turbo Pros on there of 700 by 30 and just go balls to the wall. And then he has on here a massive stem. I mean, look at that. Look at the group set here. It's just a mechanical Dura-Ace group set. Pathfinder Pro tire. Nothing crazy. He's got a 140 stem on there. Of course he does. You can't get this Future Shock knob for consumers. That's only pro. I never seen that Future Shock on a consumer's bike. And then even the setup on here. He has a couple spacers, so it's not slammed, but he wants that on there. But again, I would think that maybe Peter Sagan wasn't the guy that you're going into to win. But he's such a big name. He draws so much attention to himself. Why wouldn't you have him on a Crux or Diverge? I mean, maybe he really wanted his last hurrah and he wanted to win and he wanted every little bit. Obviously, the Roubaix has more aerodynamics. But again, in that case, why don't you just like blow the top off everything and be like, hey, we're putting him on a Tarmac SL7 with 32s on there. Another option or another example I have for the women's UCI gravel. Right here, Sina Frey. She came in second place. She had an absolute crazy race. She finished second in a sprint finish. I think against it was a BMC rider, which that was a dedicated gravel bike. So she finished second place. Again, she chose to ride, her weapon of choice was the Specialized Roubaix. Not a Diverge, not a Crux. But this is mind-blowing to me because it's not even an S-Works model bike. It literally just their Specialized, like, expert level was SRAM red on here. Again, she's rocking the Revolve Rapide deep dish wheels. But it's just a Future Shock with Roubaix with 32C tires on there. It makes no sense. It really does. Now, I'm not going to say this. I'm not going to say that Specialized didn't have any kind of bikes in there that weren't gravel. There were some Specialized riders in there, like her teammate or another rider who was riding a Diverge. There was another South African Specialized rider who was riding a Crux. Other brands as well had their dedicated gravel bikes in there. But I mean, again, if this is if pro riders can get away with getting into this kind of race, and they're able to ride basically a glorified road bike in here, I would think that for the next race, again, I don't ride this, but the terrain looks pretty crazy. I would think for the next race, make it a little bit more technical. Make it so these technology they put in these gravel bikes, where these bikes can take up to a 47C tire. Maybe they have to run a 47C tire to compete. Maybe this Future Shock is a necessity, because basically you just got pro rider levels, Tour de France rider levels, Tour de France riders, just basically on a road bike, just mashing pedals on hard packed gravel. And I don't know. It was a cool race to watch. It's obviously something different than, I only watched like the last 5-10 kilometers of it, just to recap. But it was something cool to watch. But look at how skinny his tire is compared to this gentleman's right here. That's like a 42, 45. That's what they should be on. They should be on some like crazy soft mud. They should be on some techie rock gardens. Don't make it 140 Ks, maybe make it 100 Ks, but just like balls to the wall craziness. And make that the UCI gravel race. You don't want to have the men's UCI road race championship and then like the people who didn't make that, like, oh, I'll just try my luck at the gravel race and just basically put 32C tires on there. But that's my rant of the day. I was so blown away by that when I saw it Specialized. I was like, oh, Specialized placed second for the women's. Specialized placed second for the men. That's great. That's awesome. I love Specialized. I'm like, they rode a Roubaix team edition. They rode a Roubaix non-S Works. Where's the Diverge? Where's the Crux? Where's their flagship gravel bikes at? So it's just a little bit mind-blowing to me. Same with Canyon. Canyon's their own thing. I don't sell Canyon, but I mean, literally, the man won first place on not your gravel bike. He won it on your lightest weight climbing bike. Same with Matthew Vanderpool. Crazy. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you guys think. Was this a gravel race, or was it just a flashy road race that literally was just hard-packed dirt? Did you guys enjoy it? Would you guys want to see more techie stuff? Maybe some really loose terrain that they have to run these wider tires? Who knows? We'll see. But anyways, guys, that's going to do this for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.